All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dowell. I'm here with Sister Angelica and Sister Ashley. And we're going to continue our series right here. I don't know, I guess marriage, self-help, all this other stuff. But before we get started right here, we're going to get a little bit of background on these two Israelite sisters right here, so that everybody can comprehend and understand the type, not only the type of families we have, but the type of ministry that we're running ourselves. So, Sister Angelica, how long have you been involved in the ministry, you and your husband?
I think about 5 years now, since
About
2011.
5 years. And I first saw you and your husband in California, is that correct?
Yes,
First
sir.
time I actually laid eyes on you.
Yes, sir.
Right, all right. And Sister Ashley, how long have you been involved in the ministry?
10 years in July.
10 years. 10 years. So we have 5 years, 10 years. Now, you have 2 children,
Yes, sir.
all right? That's here now.
Yes, sir.
That means there's a possibility, strong possibility, of more Israelites coming soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, and what's their ages?
2.5 and 1.
2.5 and 1. And you, Sister Ashley, you got two boys, right? And what's their ages?
3 years and 7 months.
3 years and 7 months. And you've been married how many years?
7, almost 7.
7 years. And you've been married?
By the state, 7 years.
7 years. 7 years. Oh, I got that's good. That's sober talking right there. Y'all hear that? She said by the state. All right. And well, let's get a little bit about the background too, because most people don't know of our sisters. We're going to go into great detail. Just let's go into your education background. All right. What is your highest level of education in background?
My highest degree is just a bachelor's degree in geography.
A bachelor's degree in geography. And you, Sister Ashley?
A bachelor's degree in business management with a minor in management.
All right. So, we got a bachelor's degree. You can tell I ain't in high school. I'm just an old shoe, man. In geography and a bachelor's degree in business management and a minor in what? Management. Okay. All right. And we're here this morning because, you know, we're actually going through a few families that's part of the Straightway. You know what I mean? Our family that actually live here on the land. And I'm talking to these two sisters today because, again, many of you already know them when you come here and you meet them and their husbands and everything. So, but what I want to get down to is this right here. This is what I want to talk about here this morning. What do you sisters see that is greatly lacking in, let's say, the ministry as a whole? We're not talking about on just the community, we're talking as a whole. What is lacking in the ministry as a whole as far as the support that the husbands should be receiving from their wives? Who want to go first? You can go first then. Go ahead. Speak loud.
I really trust.
Trusting
their husband, you know.
Very good.
Just follow them. If your husband has no reason to give you any reason to not trust him, it's just trust.
Trust.
Even with children, if they think you should have experience, like trusting, even if it's children, even finances, everything, where to go, that's the way is trust.
Has your life become, well, go ahead, Sister Ashley, and yours?
What is greatly lacking, in my opinion, Pastor, would be holy convictions.
Mm-hmm.
And that is lacking because if you do not, as a woman, have first and foremost a relationship with your Creator, you're not going to have convictions in everyday earthly relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And so it should be very easy to submit and serve your husband as a master if you are in one, you know, or in communion with the Father.
Both y'all are chase keeper at home.
Yes, sir.
All right, and which I believe is the highest calling. A mother is the highest calling in the universe, the most important calling in the universe. And you both live here on the community. Has your life changed for the better or for the worse living on the community? Be honest.
For the better.
And tell us why. I'm gonna go cut this fan off. Go ahead.
For the better, since, well, before, at least now that having children, when I moved to Tennessee, I had maybe a 3-month period of time before Judith was born, and seeing I'm able to raise her at home, and I get to teach her, and what a privilege that is. And thinking back in my childhood, how both parents worked, and not spending enough time, and what Pastor said before, the systems raising your children. I get to teach my daughter, you know, cooking and cleaning. She loves to help me. I get to see all those precious moments, her first steps, her first words. It is a privilege and honor to raise these children at home. How your husband wants to raise them and come together, how to raise them in the way, and those are just precious moments. From a mother's perspective, and then serving, of course, serving my master, my husband.
Oh boy, y'all sisters gonna get me in trouble with this master stuff. Y'all do that. Y'all do know that, right? But go ahead. I'm sorry to break in, but this is good stuff. And master, it's a master relationship, and he's not lording over you with fear, is he?
No, sir.
You actually love your husband.
Yes, sir.
He's a good man, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
Hallelujah. Very good man. Okay. But y'all seeing this, how much of an impact she's able to see the benefit of actually being a mother? Like she said, you can't get back these moments, because we're all sitting here watching how fast that these children are growing up. And what, Judith's 3 now?
Yeah, close to 3 and more.
Close to 3. It's like, I got a picture of her sitting in the house when she's just 1 year old standing up, and I'm sitting up there looking, man, 3 years has done gone by that fast. You can't get that stuff back. And so, it's very important to have that quality time and to be able to do it. And mind you, these are both educated sisters. These are both sisters that worked out in the world. They had their own careers, their own occupations, their own homes, everything. They had all that. And now they're in what we call the higher calling, which is motherhood, and more than anything, being a very good helpmate to their husbands. Anyway, back to the question Sister asked me, what said you?
The way that I am benefited in every way by coming this way would be because I operated in lawlessness. And without the law, you're given, endless potential as a woman to fulfill and do all these things that are outside of your moral capability, or let's say you cannot have peace operating outside of the law. And so being under the law now, and my husband's law, my Creator's law, I received peace that I would never have received. I am able to raise my children under the law that I never would have. So it benefits me in every way to be within rules and guidelines.
Wow. And by the way, Sister Ashley is also the host of the Sisters to Sisters broadcast every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time at www.blogtalkradio.com/straightway. And if you sisters out there would like to have some interaction, be able to listen to some teachings, and our sisters, they're pretty raw. They go in and they deal with situations to help mature the Israelite sisters for those who actually want it. And so we're getting a little small testimony here of the blessings actually of it. And because both of them, both their husbands work, they work extremely hard. Let me see. Do y'all husbands work really hard? Do they really work?
Yes, sir.
Y'all see them, don't you? Y'all see them working, be it on the land, off the land, you see them working. And they're hard-working men. Because the Bible says if a man don't work, he shouldn't eat. That's what the book says. But we live here on this community, and we are a family. We're in the dining hall there this morning, and the way you see us dressed right now is our everyday clothing during the week. Right? We're not trying to impress nobody with no fashion contests, are we? Not. That is for sure. So, do you miss anything? Do you miss anything about being out there in the world, in the hustle and bustle of everyday life, getting up every morning, preparing yourself, going to work, coming home and doing the same old routine?
No, sir. Going in the city, I feel very uncomfortable now. Even when I was living in California, going to the shopping mall, or go out there in the city was just already uncomfortable for me.
Now, let me see, your husband, family, his mother and father, Iowa, right? No, where they live? Idaho. And you recently took your husband, yourself, and your children, y'all flew out to Idaho, right? So what was that experience like being in the airport again after being set apart here for so many years?
It feels awkward being around a lot of people now. Where my in-laws live is only a town of maybe 500. I think I got the numbers wrong, but that's just like during the winter months.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice, peaceful, and quiet. Hardly any people. So.
But getting back on that plane again?
Like going through the airport, it was just too busy for me now.
Too busy for you. What about you, Sister Ashley? As far as, living set apart now, can you imagine getting up every morning, getting yourself ready, hitting that traffic, and tell us what you think.
I've adjusted to living a very settled, simple life on the soil and on the land. I get headaches when I travel, even into town. I don't desire to leave the community, which would help dispel any beliefs that we're not allowed to leave, right? Because it's a very, here we operate individually under the mind of pastor of Yeshua, so we have our individual rights to come and go. And the reason I say that is because I'm often asked, can you leave? Can you come and go when you want?
Really?
Yes.
Where did you and Sister Tamar go the other day?
All the way to Nashville, Pastor.
Went all the way to Nashville. You mean to tell me 2 sisters and your children were able to go all the way to Nashville? What is it about people out there actually think that we don't have any freedom and liberty, that we live in some type of concentration camp or something like that? What is this?
They have the freedom to come and go and travel just like we do, but because we choose to abide in one place and not come and go so freely, it looks very much like bondage.
I think people don't comprehend and understand. My personal opinion is that they have been so used to being in bondage that they don't understand what liberty and freedom is.
Right.
If you understand what I mean. They really truly understand, because it looks like a resort out here in the springtime, the summertime. You know what I mean? And of course, the improvements that we're doing on the community is steadily coming. It continues to keep getting better and better and better. And it's a joke. Oh, here it is. Here's the part right here. Okay, let me see. Most people will say, y'all wasted y'all lives and everything. Feminist movement, you get it? Y'all wasted y'all lives and everything. Why don't you go out there and use that degree? You don't never know if this man is going to do this and do that. Y'all ever worry about that?
No, sir.
No, sir, this is the fulfillment of peace for me. And to find it so early in my 30s, I'm nothing but grateful. Yes, sir.
It's hard for them to believe that your husband's a such honorable man, as well as y'all honorable sisters, but it's really hard for that world to grasp that the covenant that y'all have with each other, that thing is not going to break in his lifetime. Unless one passes on or something like that. Other than that, y'all in it until death do your part. Yeah. All right? So what can you say to those sisters out there to help strengthen their covenant, even though their husband may not be strong in this word?
Can it be asked how you would show your commitment to your husband?
How would you show? That'll work.
How would you show your commitment to your husband?
Obeying, for obeying the Most High, of course, and just obeying your husband. Again, going back to trust, and that's it for me.
Finding all the things about him that inspire you, as opposed to the flaws that your flesh may be catered to focus on. But there's so much inspiration in a man, in particular mine being so submitted unto you, Pastor, is really phenomenal. It speaks volumes for his character. But, you know, finding little things about your husband that no one else would know but you, because you are in a covenant agreement, and allowing that to rekindle your love that could have possibly died or never been there, could have been a false commitment all along. But if you also throw away the American idea that divorce is always an option,
Right.
if you just subconsciously rid yourself of that option, your commitment will be of honor.
Right, because it's not an option for us.
Right.
It's not an option for us because we've been married, pretty much all of us for quite some time now, and of course we're a living set apart, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So, is it really truly boring to live on a community? Is it boring, Sister Angelica?
No, sir. There's never a dull moment at church. Bingo. Seriously. Never a dull moment. Never. Whether it's chasing a bull or chickens laying eggs that you.
Yes, same, I agree.
There's always something going on, isn't it?
Wonderful. It's
Always something going on. Boy, I'll tell you. But anyway, hey, I do appreciate y'all time. I just wanted to come on and just do a short excerpt here because we're watching the ministry grow. And of course, you know, when people come here, especially the sisters, they like getting around y'all, asking y'all a lot of questions. But I think what I wanted to put out this morning, or at least to get the listening audience or the viewing audience out there to see, is to see two sisters. Do y'all mind sharing your ages?
34.
34?
33.
33. So, in other words, you know, these are grown women. These are grown women. They have their own mind. They make their own choices and their own decisions in life. And I'm with them. I have to go. I have to run. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting ready to go to South Carolina to help build a building here next week. And to get out there on that highway is just totally disturbing. Not that I can't drive very well. It's just that I don't like being apart from the saints. But the good thing for me is I'm leaving one community, go to another community where saints are. And where I can actually see sisters striving for holiness and contentment and peace. What would be your advice to people out there who view us and watch us, and yet they don't know anything about us except what they see, you know what I mean, by way of camera? What would be your advice out there to try to help them out in reservations or fears that they may have? You first, Sister Ashley.
I believe first and foremost you should become a person of honor.
I know it's hard to answer because our mind is so far removed from that.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Yes.
But try as much as you can.
Would you add to it, Pastor? Would you add to your question to inspire more thought?
Well, people, they look at us as a community. All right? And of course, most people don't, again, they've been in bondage and in the matrix for so long, they don't understand liberty. So there are fears that come up with them because, you know, I'm Pastor Dow, and there's a lot of false negative publicity out there that's given. All right, so they automatically think that there's some type of tyrannical rule, you understand here, that we have we're almost run militaristic, you know, here on the community or something like that, and we've been through this before, but about the fears and everything else. But I guess what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put it in such a way for those people that are out there that has never been here, or they're watching, and then immediately pops up all these reservations because we live set apart. You understand what I mean? And the devil will put fears, or someone will put fears in their mind. That's a cult. They can't do anything. They have no mind. And just listen to how that man talks to these people in ministry. Did that help any?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I believe that you should, first and foremost, knowing the word, setting yourself aside from all people on creation and saying, Yah has not given me the spirit of fear.
Mm-hmm.
I should pay attention for the first time in my life to the voices that I'm now hearing, because I've never paid attention to the voices that I've heard, nor did I even think that I heard voices, because everything I listened to was me. That's your belief. So now that you're overwhelmed with new thoughts opposing a certain transition or a way that is the way, It is the way, the straight way, the narrow way that is talking about in the Word. So you have to deny all communication in order to seek His way. And you have to deny all fear in order to overcome and to be a part of a people that will benefit your soul. And you should be able to, as Jesus says, if you don't believe me for my very work's sake. You can see through the screen by nature, character, honor, humility, application, doing. We are a people of great honor, and we are written about. We are the Hebrew Israelites.
Hallelujah. Sister Angelica?
Yeah, like Ashley, saying that our lifestyles of military, if you haven't had that experience being on a team or being in the military, having that, you know, your head coach, your assistant coach, you know, you had an order, and I think that will greatly help you if you had that influence already. I played high school sports, but something like with Scott's level, collegiate football,
Greater level discipline.
And he understands completely how to submit and follow, and being that almost tribal. Like you.
Correct.
You live like his teammates, for example. He shared the same dorm room. They ate together. They worked out together. It's they got rebuked when they did something wrong, or they good job, but they all did really well. And I think that helps when you had that one time in your life experience.
And that's what we're missing more than anything in this life. We're missing correction. And if we have correction, when it does come, people get offended by it. I've never seen anyone that's correcting anyone want to see the worst come of them, if you understand what I mean. Obviously, your husband understands because he played for Kansas Jayhawks.
Yes,
The Kansas, he played football, collegiate level football with them. And of course, you played basketball at the college level, collegiate level. And the discipline is what we're lacking greatly in our world today. So, does that mean that y'all reject the feminist movement?
Yes.
Why? Don't y'all love the independence that the feminist movement gives you?
No, actually, I not only despise it because of what it has done for the woman, independent her and liberating her, but I mostly despise it for the tearing down of the man, because that is the beginning of strength, and that is who you will follow, starting as far back as Willie Lynch, being able to visually see the man torn down throughout the angles of this generation, or these generations, has been so devastating that I don't believe the culture will ever revive and be able to follow men again.
What say you?
Like what Ashley said, that degrading of the patriarchal role, having that mindset before, making my own money, buying my own clothes. It's, oh man,
do y'all have need of anything?
Nothing.
no sir,
Lack?
No, that.
no sir.
Food? Have need of food?
Too much of food.
Too much food? Too much food? Clothes?
Too much clothes
Too much
sometimes.
clothes? All this good stuff. Because y'all do comprehend and understand why Pastor Dow has to preach so hard, right?
Yes sir.
And the truth is, for those of us understand, we know it's really truly not hard preaching.
Right.
And because I'm not physically hitting people upside the head with a Louisville slugger. It's just the conviction that comes out and stuff. And I have to be this way. Because if I don't preach this way and stuff, we all going to be running around with this effeminate generation with these emasculated men, and nobody's going to know who is the patriarch or who's the leader or the way things should be ran. So anyway, I know y'all, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off right now because you have to get to your children. I know you got things to do here in the dining hall. I appreciate your time. And I'm sure the saints appreciate your time as well. Hey, I hope that each and every last one of you learned something from this. And of course, as you can see, straightway, we're a diverse culture. We're a diverse people and stuff. We're a mixed multitude, and we thank the Father for it too. Sure do. But this is the straight way, and no doubt about it. Y'all have a blessed day, and make sure that some way, somehow, that you stay encouraged, you stay in the Word, and listen to the ministry on online-church.org, 11 a.m. Central Time. Every Sabbath morning. That's called Saturday morning. All right? We'll talk to y'all later. Shalom. Have a wonderful day.